Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Shikha and in this video I'll cover all the British magazines, periodicals and journals that I couldn't cover in my last video, and if you haven't watched my previous video on the topic, please watch that first and then come to this part. I have already provided the link in the description box below, so let's begin with the lecture. The first magazine we have Edinburgh Review. It appeared in 1755. It published four times with different titles. So this information is not much important. Let's directly come to the main point. The aim of this magazine. The aim of this magazine was to promote romanticism and Whig political ideas. So this information is enough about this magazine. The next we have Critical Review. Critical Review was a newspaper which was first edited by Tobias Smollett, and the contributors of this newspaper were Samuel Johnson, David Hume, John Hunter and Oliver Goldsmith. So that's it about this newspaper. The next we have The Watchman. It was a periodical which was established and edited by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and it was printed at Bristol by Nathaniel Biggs. So that's it about this periodical. The next we have The Examiner, which appeared in 1808. It was a weekly paper which was founded by Leigh Hunt and John Hunt. It consistently published leading writers including Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley, John Keats and William Hazlitt. So that's it about this paper. The next we have Quarterly Review, which was a periodical which appeared in 1809 and it was founded by John Murray. It became famous because of an article by John Wilson Crocker, who attacked Keats and claimed his association with Cockney School of Poetry. Here John Crocker claimed that Keats used to belong to the Cockney School of Poetry. Now what is this term Cockney School? Cockney was a local dialect which was spoken by the people of east side of London. It was said to be a lower class dialect. So some critics tagged some poets, including John Keats, as the poet belonged to the Cockney School of Poetry because they claimed that these poets had always written in low diction and their works were suggestive of some low background they must have been from. So you understood the Cockney School of Poetry. The next we have the Blackwoods Magazine, which appeared in 1817 and was founded by William Blackwood, and it was originally called Edinburgh Monthly Magazine. The title page bore the image of George Buchanan, a 16th century Scottish historian, religious and political thinker. This point is, I guess, important and it can definitely come in your exam anytime. The term the Cockney School that I have discussed in my previous slide, the term Cockney School came for the first time in this magazine. So this information is also important. The next we have Bentleys Miscellany, which appeared in 1836. It was also a magazine which was founded by Richard Bentley, and the chief contributor of this magazine was Charles Dickens. This question had previously been asked once, so please keep this in your mind. The next we have The Germ, which appeared in 1850. It was a periodical established by Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood to disseminate their ideas. It used to publish poetry by William Rossetti and other members of this Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood like D.G. Rossetti, Thomas Woolner and James Collinson. So that's it about this magazine. There was a question that has been asked from this particular periodical, which is works like Earthly Paradise, Dante and the Circle, Goblin Market and other poems and the journal The germ is associated with So we have just discussed this. The Pre-Raphaelite. The Pre-Raphaelite published a journal named The Germ. Okay. After this we have Household Words. It was a weekly magazine which was edited by Charles Dickens, and the title of this magazine was taken from Shakespeare's Henry V, from the line familiar in his mouth as household words. So the title was taken from this line. Let's move to the next one. The next we have a periodical which is all the year round, which appeared in 1859 and was founded by Charles Dickens. But here understand one thing, that all the year round was founded by Charles Dickens, but Household Words was edited by Charles Dickens. So here please understand this difference. And William Henry Wills was a sub-editor or part owner of this magazine. William Henry Wills was a friend of Charles Dickens whom he met while working with Household Words. Okay, so that's it about this magazine. Let's move to the next one. Next we have the English Review, which appeared in 1908 and was founded by Ford Madox Ford. He started this magazine in a rage that there was no place in England to print a poem by Thomas Hardy. So he started this magazine because he got infuriated by the publishers who were not ready to publish Thomas Hardy's works. So Ford Madox Ford took the initiative and founded his own magazine where he could publish all the works by Thomas Hardy. The next we have Poetry, a magazine of verse, which appeared in 1912. Please remember the publication date. It has been asked once. It was founded by Henriette Monroe. T.S. Eliot's first professionally published poem that we all know, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, was published in this magazine. It also published the works of some famous writers like Hilda Doolittle, Robert Frost, Langston Hughes, and Marine Moore. So these were some of the writers whose works had been published in this magazine. There is one question that had been asked from this particular magazine, which is Poetry, a magazine of verse, was founded by Harriet Monroe in 1912. I asked you to remember the publication date of this magazine, so the fourth one is the right option. The next we have The Egoist, which appeared in 1914 and was founded by Harriet Weaver and Dora Marston. Please keep this point in your mind. Dora Marston was earlier the founder of a feminist magazine named The New Free Woman, but later when she came in contact with Ezra Pound and under her influence she developed her interest and founded another literary magazine named The Egoist. Okay, that's it about this magazine. The next we have Blast. It was founded by Ezra Pound and was edited by Wyndham Lewis. This information is important about this magazine. Let's solve one question which had been asked from all the magazines that we have just discussed. So the question is, match the periodicals with their writers or contributors. On the left side we have periodicals, on the right side we have founders. So The Egoist was founded by Harriet Weaver and Dora Marston. We have just discussed it in our previous slide. The next, The English Review, it was founded by Ford Madox Ford. Blast was founded by Ezra Pound and Wyndham Lewis. Poetry, a magazine of verse, was founded by Harriet Monroe. If you don't remember any of these periodicals and their founders, please move back and check all the periodicals and their founders. They are really very important. Okay, let's move to another one. The Criterion. It was a periodical which appeared in 1922. It was founded by T.S. Eliot, and the contributors of this magazine were Virginia Woolf, E.M. Forster, W.B. Yeats, W.H. Auden, Ezra Pound, and many other famous writers like these. Okay, that's it about this magazine. So that's it about this periodical. It's not much important, just keep that in your mind that it was founded by T.S. Eliot. Okay, the next we have Scrutiny, a quarterly review which appeared in 1932 and was founded by L.C. Knights and F.R. Lewis. That's it about this one. There is one question that had been asked from this particular periodical. F.R. Lewis and Q.D. Lewis. So Q.D. Lewis was the wife of F.R. Lewis. F.R. Lewis and Q.D. Lewis launched a critical journal devoted to the moral centrality of English studies. Name the journal. The journal is Scrutiny. So the third one is the right option. The next we have Critical Quarterly. It appeared in 1958 and was founded by C.B. Cox and A.E. Dyson. So this particular periodical, it helped many writers to start their career, or many poets to start their careers, like Sylvia Plath, Philip Larkin, and Ted Hughes. That's it about this periodical. The next we have Writers' Workshop. It was founded by an Indian figure, which was Purushottam Lal, who was an Indian poet and scholar. It published the works of many Indian writers or poets, including A.K. Ramanujan, Aga Shahid Ali, or K.K. Daruwala and Kamla Das. So it was the periodical which used to publish the works of all the Indian writers. It was specifically devoted to Indian writings. So that's it about Writers' Workshop. There are questions that had been asked from these two periodicals that we have just discussed in our previous slide. The first one is, listed below are some English journals widely read by professionals, that is Screen Critical Quarterly, Reviews of English Studies, Visa Free. One of the above, founded by C.B. Cox and now being edited by Colin McCabe, carries not only critical and scholarly essays in English studies, but reviews film, culture, language, and contemporary political issues. Identify the journal. So C.B. Cox founded the journal that we know, which was Critical Quarterly. So the third one is the right answer. The next question we have from Writers' Workshop. The question is, identify the poet, translator, publisher and essayist who founded a press in the 1950s called Writers' Workshop and provided a publishing outlet for Indian writings in English. So we have just discussed it. Purushottam Lal founded the Writers' Workshop. The last we have TESOL Quarterly. It appeared in 1967. TESOL stands for Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. It was once an organization which later started publishing their own journal named TESOL Quarterly. It used to publish the articles on English language, teaching and learning. There is one question that had been asked from this particular journal, which was, from among the following, identify the journal that publishes articles on English language teaching and learning. So we have just read it, TESOL Quarterly. So that's it about this topic. We'll meet in another one with another important topic. Bye bye till now. Take care. Keep preparing for your exam, and please subscribe my channel if you want more such videos. Bye bye.